Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. I'm in the second potato field. I'm going to finish that up. I did have a worker harvesting these potatoes while I was kind of putting a second application, or first and second application of slurry in the first potato field, and I was also feeding the cows as well. And I actually ran across, well, I didn't want to run her over, but I was talking to a local woman here named Rosa, and she heard that we are making some flour, and she's been wanting to make some pasta, so I struck up a deal with her. I just need to put down a storage area for her and deliver the wheat, or sorry, not the wheat, but wheat made into flour. I need to deliver the flour and also supply some water. She'll make the pasta, and then we'll sell it for a profit. So yeah, we're going to be making some pasta in the hills of Tuscany. Perfect place for it, in Italy, of course. So yeah, we just got to deliver some flour and some water, and some pasta will be made. But yeah, like I said, I got to supply the storage area for it. It's going to cost about 20 grand, and it will be built over by production lane, so that'll be kind of cool. So the price of pasta, I was kind of looking at it. There's a lot of different types of pasta. Let me go in here and we'll have a look-see. Where was it? Got to scroll on down here. There's a whole bunch of types of pasta. I wish I could just go into the menu and show you, but we'll just be making the dry pasta to begin with, because that's just flour and water, and we can see it sells for right now $11.71, and it can go up to $18.15. So flour alone, where's the flour? Water will be free, of course. And the flour sells for, if I haven't gone by it yet, there it is. Flour sells for $6.67. So we can make a good amount of money from making that flour into some pasta. Other types of pasta that we could make, I would need some eggs, which means I would need some chickens. So yeah, there's that. So am I going to buy another field possibly to have more cereal grain to make more flour, or different types of flour for different types of pasta? We're just going to start with the dry pasta to begin with just flour and water, and let Rosa do her thing and see if we can make a good amount of money off it. If we can, then we'll move forward. So I just need 20,000 to put down the storage area for the pasta. And I didn't check though. I know we sold some things at last episode. I must have something I can sell to get me up there. Yeah, we got some soup. Looks like all the soup just needs to go to the restaurant. So we can take all that soup to the restaurant and put down the building, and then I can really look into what I could be making in the pasta production with Rosa. But anywho, potatoes, yeah, we got to finish up this potato harvest. The grapes need to be taken care of. They need to be fertilized. The grass field is ready. You know, I can get to the fertilization still on the other potato field, but since we're not planting potatoes until next spring, not a rush. So, yeah, plenty of jobs to do here in August. So we're going to be here for a little bit. No big sales are coming up for us. I think the big sales are just basically the clothing and the candy at this point. Although potato chips now, since we got this back up and running, that could be a big sale now every month almost, because we're doing the canola potato chips and the sunflower oil potato chips. So double the production for double the fun, and hopefully double the money. But either way, it should be good. Not until next month, because we just started harvesting potatoes in this in-game morning. So it's going to be a moment before we get some potato chips. I do know one thing though. I'll be glad when I'm only harvesting this little bit of potatoes here today, but I'm recording this episode the same day as I recorded yesterday's episode of Western Australia, where, if you saw that, I did a contract for a big potato field using the same harvester, but not the same mods, basically, on the harvester itself. That job took me over 2 hours for harvesting potatoes. That was fun. And what do I do starting off this episode? I'm harvesting potatoes, because that's the way it goes sometimes. But luckily, I want to say it was Francine did the first half of this field, and the combine was almost full. Like I said, I was taking care of the moo cows, giving them some TMR because they were almost out. And then I was like, well, I'm right here. Let's grab the slurry tanker, which is full, and start throwing down some slop on the other potato field. I didn't even make it around a headland, but that's a double application of fertilizer for that field. This one will need a double application of fertilizer as well. Yep, just a few more passes here. And the potatoes will be done for the season. That field right in front of us, we purchased that this year and put cotton into it because, well, the sheep are producing more wool than we're getting cotton to do the combination of batch fabric to make all that clothing. This harvester right here, for me, is a must. I think I just ran over some potatoes. Is a must-have for root crop harvester for myself. I would not. Any root crop harvesting I do, it's going to be this machine right here. I know there's a lot of other machines out there that probably do the same thing, but I've been using this mod series for quite a while, and I absolutely love it. When it went on the mod hub, and we went from the, was it an 18-meter wide header that we could have on it, just as a standard header, I'm like, ooh, that's going to be rough. But then when I saw the working speeds, I'm like, oh, okay, so they're faster, which kind of makes up for the loss of having the triple working width, if you will. Oh yeah, the other thing I need to be doing this month as well, and probably be doing it right after these potatoes, is the veggies are ready for harvest as well. And this red beet field right in front of us should be taken care of because I don't want to be going through the crops at some point by mistake. And I'm thinking these are going to be put into the preserved food production building, just because the soup production is still going on. So we can go ahead and put those in there. Let's empty out these potatoes. And now what I need to do is lower down the header here. Need to come just right over here and detach the potato add-on, and we are good to go. Let me go ahead and park this over here. But I want to get this pasta thing up and going after I saw it the other day, and I was actually talking about it in yesterday's episode of Western Australia, of maybe doing it there. Then after I got done recording it and editing and uploading the video, I'm like, I'm an idiot, which we already know that. But I was like, pasta, Italy. It's got to be on this map, not on Western Australia. Not to say that, you know, Australians don't make pasta, but I don't think they're quite known for it. Why am I teleporting to the truck when I could have just jumped out and ran over? Alright, so before we go to the soup production, let's go ahead and grab some honey, because we're going in there anyways. And we'll put that into the candy shop. So someone did mention that maybe we should put down just a couple more beehives, but put them down over at the other potato field, which is not a bad idea. But the only reason why we're going through so much honey is because we weren't making all the candy that we could be making. Am I colliding there? Am I really? Alright. I mean, it's close enough. There we go. Unstrap that. Alright, let's go grab all the soup. I'm going to hit that building though. And we'll bring it over to the restaurant, which is over by the grapes. So what we'll probably do is go sell this stuff. We'll put down the pasta production just to have a better look at the recipe so you can kind of see what it entails. And the reason why I know about the pasta production is because the mod just had an update to it. So I kind of remember it, but then again I don't. Whenever it came out. We're going to have more soup coming out. Yep, we are. So I know 3 of the 4 soups best price is over at the restaurant, so we're just going to bring them all over. Alright, so I'm going to see you over at the restaurant. We'll sell the soup. Like I said, we just need 20,000, but we should get more than that. Of course, I would like a little bit of a buffer in the money area so I can hire a worker or maybe buy whatever I might need to buy for the fields. I'm hoping for about 40,000. I don't think it's going to be that much. I think with 4 types of soup, I think they're all, you know, I was going to get like 7,000 or 8,000 per. So probably closer to like 32, 34, somewhere in there. Well, it's nice to be able to turn this truck and trailer around down here without having to back up. Alright, 32, 34,000 in sales is what I'm looking for. Okay, not even that good, 25, but that's enough money to put down the storage area for the pasta. So Rosa should be happy, but then again, I still gotta wait for the flour to be made and of course bring her over some water as well. Alright, let's go up to... Actually, I'm going to drive this truck all the way back to production lane. Maybe I'll swing by the flour production, see if there is any flour there. I think there might be. But either way, I'll see you over at the production lane. I should have maybe a pallet, maybe 2 pallets of flour. And we'll kind of get the pasta going. He says a pallet or 2. Okay. Got like 26 pallets on here. That's a good start to start making. I mean, it's good I'm getting the pasta going today. I didn't think I was going to have that many pallets already. I mean, we did just harvest the wheat not long ago, but 26,000 liters of flour. All right, so Rosa lives right here. So now I just got to figure out how I want to do this. We're going to park the truck right there for now. But this is where Rosa lives. So let's go ahead and get herself some storage for this. Now, the good thing about this mod is if I go to productions and scroll on down. Wait, I think I already went past it. Maybe not. Pasta production. So let's see, how many different buildings are there? So you got the pasta production, which you can put down the building itself. That's going to cost you 90,000. Or if you want to use an existing building per se, you can just use the trigger for it. Oh, speaking of trigger, I should put on the trigger so I know where it goes. You also got the pasta production where you can put in your typical grains to make flour, but then again you can make corn flour, maize flour, or soy flour as well. I don't know if we'll get into that or not, but let me go ahead and put on the trigger so I can make sure that this is facing the way we need it to. Interactive zone markers. All right, back into here. Construction, production. Make sure I put down the right one. Yes, this one right here. So we want to spin this around. It's going to be a tight squeeze getting in here. I may actually have to use... That'll work. That'll work. Alright, you know what? Let's go ahead and into construction and get rid of that concrete. Landscaping, painting. Which one is he using here? Is it this one? Ah, perfect. Got the right one right to begin with. Of course, I'm paying for that, but that's okay. Alright, let's see if we can get... I think you guys can squeeze past through there, no problem. I mean, I suppose I could just do a drive-by. Just notice that I can kind of go through here. Maybe I'll put a road in later on. But good, it's accepting all the flour. And now we just got to bring in some water. Yeah, I'll have to see if Rosa's okay about me just driving around her backyard like that. Let me go get the water tanker. I'll get some water into it. We can start, well, Rosa can start making her pasta. Wonder if it's going to take all 67,000 liters of water, but we're soon to find out. Kind of lucked out with the placement here. I was not expecting to be able to have a drive-through here. Alright, so without water going in, let's go into our production building. It's a new one, so it's going to be down at the bottom. So, basically, we actually get more pasta than we put in flour. And, of course, water we get for free. So, that's great, in a sense. So, I saw you how much we could get for the flour, and I saw how much we can make for the pasta. So, that's going to be very, very good. Anyways, let's go ahead and activate that. And make sure we put, that is on storing, so that's good. So then you got fresh pasta, where if I put in flour and eggs, I can get some fresh pasta. Then we got flour and potatoes, but no, potatoes are going into potato chip factory. We got maize pasta, so that's maize flour, which we needed the other building to do that, and water. And then you got soy noodles, which means soy flour and water. But if anything, we'll probably just stick with the fresh pasta and dry pasta. Which means, yeah, I would need some chickens for that. But then again, I don't think that chicken pen holds that many chickens. Here we go. Do I know? 47, that's not too bad. But I don't actually have any feed to give them, and I don't want to buy any wheat or anything. So I'm trying to think, is 47 chickens going to make enough eggs to make worthwhile to do fresh pasta? I think we're just going to leave it as is. I don't really want to get involved in chickens or anything like that. But then again, I've been saying no more buildings, no more spending. And then, yeah, we do stuff like that. Anywho, let's go ahead and I need to harvest this veggie field. Because I keep crossing here. And I don't want to be damaging any crops. But this is not going to take us too long to do. I think it's like 5 or 6 passes and I'm done. Let me go ahead and put in the belt system. We don't need that right away. So I'll double check on the soup production. I'd rather make soup rather than preserve food. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's easier just to unload into that rather than go to the other building. But if the soup production still has a good amount into it, then I'm just going to dump this into the preserved food. Either way, we'll make good money off of it, so that's the good thing. This is the only field of red beet that we have. We have 3 veggie fields, 1 for each type. Red beet, as you know here, carrots, and of course parsnips. And we'll just dump each one into whatever production building is lower in stock items. But I think 20,000 to get the pasta up and going. That's going to make us some good money right there. I mean, we already got the flour. So all I got to do is just add water. It may take, maybe the first year I'll break even, meaning the profit I'm going to make on the pasta, rather than selling the flour, would be like 20 grand. So that's going to pay for the building the first year. And after that, it'll just be extra money coming on in, which is which is a great thing around here. Yeah, this field is not big enough, I don't think, to hire a worker, because I'm going to get it done in just a matter of like 10-15 minutes or so. So I think in that time frame, we could probably just listen to some tunes to make the job go by a little bit quicker. A little bit of row of shame here, but I did my best. I don't know if I always end up with a row like this or not. Can't remember. Let's see, I got it on cruise control. So while that's going on, we're going to dive into our production buildings. And just have a quick look at preserved food. So soup. We still got 36,000 in soup. So I think I will put this into the preserved food. That way I'm kind of going through it on both ends. And we'll get through it just a little bit quicker. Not that I'm worried about not getting it through it by next harvest season. Because we definitely should be able to. Then we'll bring this on down to... I want to say that's parsnips in the field down the road. And we'll get ourselves a worker to start harvesting some parsnips. Can I get through the gate with the header on? Does not look like it. Let's drop the header off. Alright, and then we'll just back in here. And then back in like this. Let's get the belt out. And dump in the red beet. Let's jump into here now and let's get the red beet production going. Whoops, I need to be over here and activate. Perfect. Preserved food being made. Let's pick up that header and, like I said, I think it's parsnips that are down the road. Don't need any specific add-on for doing parsnips or carrots, but I do think it's parsnips down here. I think I left my big rig going. Yes, it is parsnips. All right, let's get ourselves... Let's see. Let's start taking bets. I'm going to say it's going to be Frank Jr. that's going to be taking over the job today. Let's see here. Kind of a... I mean, it's not an odd-shaped field. It's got that clump of trees that are there. Number of headlands, 8. No, we don't... What? 4 headlands on this one because this is going to need a lot of turning around radius. Overlapping 2%, that's fine. And I'll pick up any crumbs that you... Oh, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, course play is going right through the trees. But I think that's near the end. Then it's missing a whole bunch here. That is kind of interesting. It'll get most of it done. I said Frank Jr. and... no, it's Francine. Francine's going to be doing the parsnip harvest. She's going to need some help in a little while. She's going to get all confused. Anyways, we're going to jump over to the vineyard. 8,700 liters. I think that's enough to get all the fertilization done for the grapes. But for today, we're just doing the white grapes, so it's not going to take us many passes at all. And away we go. So like 3 passes in this vineyard. I think it's... It might be 3 passes in the other one as well. 2 almost does it. Yeah, a few people have messaged me and saying, oh, they're loving this map. They're doing nothing but grapes. But I think they all said that they are using some other productions rather than the one that's on the map. And to them, it's not really about the money. They just like doing the grape harvesting. So there are people out there who love doing it. I mean, you do have to make some profit off of it. I mean, you don't want to keep just cheating in money because you can't make money off of it. I mean, you do make money, but it's not like other products. So after we get these 2 sets of vines done, I just want to double check to make sure they are double fertilized. Although, if they're not, I don't think there's much I can do about it. I don't know if I could go in with another, like, artificial fertilizer, and it would take a second stage. Kind of like the slurry and manure are 2 different types of fertilization, and I'll accept it during the same stage that the field is in. Oh no, I can get this one done with 2 passes. And as for the big set of vines, I'll have to do that one as well. Course play has not, at least as far as I know, since I've updated course play, has not been able to adjust this machine with this setup to work. So actually, I just, because of the whole time travel and YouTube videos kind of a thing, just realized that today, I think Giants is releasing a video of the future of Farming Simulator. So it may be the announcement of Farming Simulator 25. I saw on their Discord that they're releasing the video on the 25th of June. So the 25th of June, Farming Simulator 25. Although I would find it interesting that they would not wait until FarmCon, which is in like another 10 days or so, to announce it there, but I don't know. Either way, it'll be good to hear what the future of Farming Simulator is. Alright, fold this on up. And now let's check the fertilization state of these fields. So, yep, that one's double fertilized. That one's double fertilized. And you can see the big vineyard. And the one on the hill. Gotta love the one on the hill. Actually, I could have left that unfolded. And you know what? We'll do one pass here. Just because. It'll make me feel like, well, some of it's done when I come back. Yeah, so you can see the difference. We just did the white grapes, and you can see, if you weren't really paying attention, you can back up the video, but you can see the spacing between the vines a little bit better when you got something like this going through, how a little bit more snug it was with the sprayers going between the vines compared to the base game vines. A little bit more space. I do have a little bit more wheat from our wheat field being processed into flour. So I should get like another 10,000 liters of flour. But no sense of rushing over to the pasta production now because that looked like it was kind of full. Alright, I'm going to turn this off right here. Let's just go back to that production for a moment. It might hold 35,000 liters, somewhere around there. And yeah, the pasta, we are running at 1 time the speed, so the pasta is coming in at a decent pace. So if I were to say, where is it? Where is my flour? I should be flour right here. Oh, it's not going to count the flour that's in. Okay, so it doesn't count the one that's in production buildings. I was trying to see how much it would like equal out to, but we should almost double the profit on that. And do we have the pasta? The pasta's got to be in here somewhere as well, because we do have some. I'm starting to get a lot of materials on here. Dry pasta right there. There we go. $18.15 sells for the best price. I mean, we'll make more money off of it that way. Let's just leave it at that. I think what we're going to do, just to finish off for today, we're going to jump into the T8. Make sure that's still on double application. Yes. Now, it is a slow process because double application means we got to do at half the regular working speed. So 5 miles an hour is the working speed for double application. And I still got about 100,000 liters of slurry up at the cow barn, so should be able to get this entire field done. But it is hard to see. I mean, I can barely see the texture difference going this way, but it's kind of hard to see where I have been. But if you get the sun just right, now you can see a little bit better of where I have been and where I have not been. But this field will be all ready, although I still have to plow it, of course. But I think getting the slurry on the field before you plow it is what you want to do. I don't know what the best way to do it, but most farmers around my area, what I see them do is they'll spread the slurry down late fall, and then just before winter they'll plow up the fields. And then next spring they'll go in and kind of cultivate it, or if they got a direct drill, they'll just go in the field and do what they need to do. But everyone has their own ways of doing things. And I don't know if there's a better way over another. Just seems like I'm just puttering along here. You can see just going downhill, we're still at 5 miles an hour. Since I'm not going too fast, let me pop up the mini map. I just want to see how... Alright, so it looks like Francine is still mobile. She's still moving. So she's not stuck at anything. I should get a message if she does get stuck in the upper right-hand corner, but sometimes I've seen him go off track and I don't get the message. Just letting that slurry soak into the ground. But I'm kind of hoping when September rolls around, we will have a decent amount of potato chips now. And by the time we get all these veggies harvested this month and get put into either the soup or preserved food factory, we'll have a decent amount of those to sell next month as well. And then, of course, October, we should have a decent amount of cheese and butter to sell. Get that loan down to the 8 million, which is my end of the year goal, which we should be able to do. And of course, if you'll remember, by the end of next season, I want the loan down to 6 million. If I could get the loan down to 6 million by the end of next season and pay off like 2 million per year, then we should easily get the loan paid off by the end of year 10. And that is it for the slurry in the tanker. We'll head up to the cow barn and top off. Yeah, I need to make up my mind about this field here, if it's going to be sunflowers or canola. I think either or will be fine. Part of me wants to put in the canola because that'll be planted, I think actually now, just because the field looks a little funny with the double fertilization in some areas and single fertilization in others. Get that crop growing so it doesn't look kind of weird. Yep, the grass field we got to still get to. And put that in there, and actually let's jump on down. And let's see how... Well, she's doing pretty good down here. And actually, she's almost full. So we're just going to go ahead and help her out a bit. And then we'll go up, and then I'll figure what to do with these. Just get these corners nice and clean. I think she might have been just going back and forth, but I'm going to keep doing a circle until we're full. I will say the parsnips, the harvested parsnips, they don't look too appetizing in the back of this harvester. They look very pale like me right now. Well, she did go around the island. It's just kind of interesting that Courseplay near the end kind of has them going through the forest. Well, the forest. Not much of a forest, but yeah, the woods there. And once again, I just left that there because I don't want every field to be just an open field. I wanted to have a few trees in a field, which is not really great for farming because, yeah, you would want more crops into the ground. 2, you want to make it easier to harvest or work in the field. And 3, trees like that are going to take nutrients out of the ground and kind of steal it from your crops as well. So there's many reasons why having trees around the field is not the best thing. There we go. And let's turn off the harvester. Drop off the header. And I think it's going to be going into the preserved food also. How much parsnips? We still got 81,000 liters of parsnips in the soup. And we got nothing in here. So let's go ahead and activate it. But this load will go into the preserved food. And probably that load will go into the soup production. Just because I think this is going to fill almost the preserved food production building almost all the way. Man, I wish I had this top speed on the Western Australia video that was yesterday, having to travel back and forth from the potato field all the way down to the store with 60, only, I don't want to say only 60,000 liters, that's still quite a bit amount, but only at 28 miles an hour across that map. So our production buildings are pretty much running at full capacity at this point. I said almost. So products will be coming in a little bit quicker. Everyone take their time at the corners. I'll probably finish this up in between episodes. But what I want to do is just want to run down here. And actually, I want to fast forward time a little bit. Just because I want to see a pallet of pasta being spawned. Don't know how far I got to go, but let's just go to about 11 o'clock and see if we get a pallet of pasta. Yes, we do. We got a pallet of pasta. Interesting little box there. So it's different types of boxes. I mean, they're all the same, but if you look at the top, panini, fusilli, and farfel. Interesting. Way to go, Rosa. You're starting to pump out that pasta already. That is great. But, yeah, we made it. If you made it this far into the words are hard to come by at the end. If you made it this far into the video and you like what you saw, please remember to hit that like button. And if you haven't already and you're thinking about doing so, please subscribe as well. But that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.